Sean, are you ready? That clock says we're good. I know, we had it so right last time.
One of them loses time. My phone says 59.
Okay. All right. Good evening. We will call the Auburn City Council meeting for January 3rd, 2022 to order. If you would all rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. And Sean, will you please call roll?
Deputy Mayor J-Raj.
I'm here.
Councilmember Baggett.
Here.
Councilmember Baldwin.
Here.
Councilmember Brown.
Here.
Councilmember Malinga.
Here.
Councilmember Stearns.
Here.
Councilmember Trout-Manuel.
Here.
Thank you. All right, we have one proclamation this evening, and it is for Financial Literacy Week. So let me read the mayor's proclamation. Whereas Mountain View High School DECA provides students with the chance to create and change their community using their intellectuality and business-like skills, and whereas DECA student Sonal Verk is creating a financial literacy program to raise awareness of the importance of financial literacy with the main focus that life for students is more than just memorizing math equations. Recent polls reflect that most high school students have no idea how to write a check or maintain a good credit score. And whereas, according to California State University, only 12% of elementary and high school classes currently teach forms of financial education. California State University also adds that if a student could better learn how to file their own taxes in a classroom, they would be better prepared in their financial futures. And whereas the Mountain View DECA student wants to educate others about financial literacy and its benefits for teens, as well as preparing them for the near future, and now, therefore, I, Nancy Backus, Mayor of the City of Auburn, do hereby proclaim January 3rd through the 7th, 2022 as Financial Literacy Week and encourage all citizens in our community to learn more about the benefits of financial literacy and to encourage the youth to indulge in these lessons that teach them how to be financially literate. Dated this 3rd day of January, 2022. And Sanal, is that you out here? Would you like to, I'm sure for the work that you're doing, need a copy of this. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. We will move on. Sean, do we have any agenda modifications this evening?
Yes, Your Honor. Resolution 5642 relating to ratifying Emergency Proclamation 2105 concerning the declaration of emergency at the golf course has been added to the agenda.
Thank you. All right. We will move on to new business this evening. We do have new business, and that is special focus area chair selection. And Deputy Mayor J. Raj, I believe you have information on those special focus area chair and vice chair selections.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yes, I do have the selections. Community Wellness, Councilmember Malenga to Chair, Councilmember Trout-Manuel to Vice Chair, Finance, Technology, and Economic Development, Councilmember Baggett to Chair, and Vice Chair is Councilmember Kate Baldwin. Public Works and Community Development, Councilmember Stearns to Chair, Councilmember Brown to Vice Chair, and Municipal Services will be me as Chair, and Councilmember Kate Baldwin will be Vice Chair. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. And I believe we need a motion and a second. Councilmember,
I'll make the motion. I will make a motion to adopt the special focus areas
as you read.
as I read.
All right. Do we have a second? Councilmember Trout-Manuel?
I'll second that, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Stearns, you had a question?
Thank you, Your Honor. Yeah, I just wanted to, well, first of all, thank you, Deputy Mayor, for working on this. I didn't have a chance to talk to my colleague Larry Brown about this, but I would want to just offer Councilmember Brown, if he would like to chair Public Works, that'd be fine with me. I just didn't have a chance to ask you about that.
Councilmember Brown.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you. I appreciate that, Councilmember Stearns. I'm fine working under your capable leadership, and we'll look forward to working with you.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Are there any other questions or comments? All right. If you would please turn on your microphones and remember to raise your hand as well. All those in favor of the special focus area chair and vice chair selection as read by Deputy Mayor J. Raj, please say aye and raise your hand.
Aye.
All opposed, please raise your hand and say nay. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you to everyone for your willingness to be in those special focus areas. All right. We will. Yes, otherwise it starts to pick up. All right, we will move to audience participation. This is the place on the agenda where the public is invited to speak to the City Council on any issue. The public can participate in person or submit written comments in advance. Participants may submit written comments via mail, fax, or email, All written comments must be received prior to 5 p.m. on the day of the scheduled meeting and must be 350 words or less. Please mail comments to City of Auburn, attention Sean Campbell, City Clerk, 25 West Main Street, Auburn, Washington, 98001. Fax comments to attention Sean Campbell, City Clerk, 253-804-3116, or email comments to publiccomment@auburnwa.gov. Sean, did we receive any written comment for this
No,
evening?
Your Honor.
All right. I will open it up, excuse me, to public comment for anyone who is here in the room. If you would like to speak, please come forward to the table and state your name and address for the record, and please limit comments to 3 minutes.
Right here.
Yes.
Waylon Menzia, 719 R Street, Northeast, Auburn, Washington, 98002. I just wanted to take a moment. This is, considered a thankless job to many, being the mayor or on city council. I want to change that. I want to take a second to say thank you, because your leadership hasn't gone unnoticed to me and to many other people I speak with. We are a model city for other cities around us, and it's such an honor being a citizen of this city, a student in this city, and also, serving as the chair of the Junior City Council and the chair of the Transportation Advisory Board for this great city. I look up here at the dais this evening, and I'm proud to say that this is my city leadership. I'm, seeing people that are more than capable to serve our city, who could be doing so many better things, but they're going for their true calling. Their true calling is here within our community, and they're serving our community because that is what they love to do, and they do such a good job with that. And I am just so excited for this year to come. I'm so excited to continue to work with this city council up here. I know my words can go in an email, but I feel like everyone needs to hear this, and I just wanted to say again, thank you so much.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to speak? Is there anyone else who would like to speak? All right, we will close public comment, and we will move to correspondence. We have no correspondence for council for review this evening. Council ad hoc committee reports. Council ad hoc committee chairs may report on the status of their ad hoc council committee's progress on assigned tasks and may give their recommendation to the city council, if any. We have Finance ad hoc committee chair Baggett for a report.
Thank you, Your Honor. The Council Ad Hoc Finance Committee, consisting of council member and now Deputy Mayor Jayaraj and myself, reviewed 26 pages of 2021 and 2022 claims vouchers totaling $1.4 million, dated January 3rd, 2022. The committee also reviewed payroll vouchers for the period December 16th through December 31st in the total amount of $2.7 million. All questions by the committee for the Finance Department were answered to the committee's satisfaction, and upon completion of our review, we recommend council approval of these vouchers. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Baggett. All right, do we have a motion? Oh, excuse me, we'll move to the consent agenda. All matters listed on the consent agenda are considered by the City Council to be routine and will be enacted by one motion in the form listed. Do we have a motion? Deputy Mayor Jayaraj.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd like to make a motion to adopt the consent agenda.
Thank you. Do we have a second? Councilmember Baggett.
Second that, Your Honor.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Jayaraj.
Thank you, Your Honor. The consent agenda consists of minutes, claims, and payroll vouchers.
Thank you. Are there any are there any questions from council? All right, if you wouldn't mind turning on your microphones. All those in favor of the consent agenda, please say aye and raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no and raise your hand. Thank you. The consent agenda passes unanimously. We have no unfinished business this evening. We will move to resolutions. Resolution number 5640, a resolution ratifying the mayor's Water Emergency Declaration 2021-04, ending the previously declared water shortage emergency stages in the Hidden Valley Brownwood neighborhood. Councilmember Stearns.
Thank you, Your Honor. I move to adopt resolution number 5640.
Thank you. Do we have a second? Deputy Mayor Jayraj.
I'll second that motion, Your Honor.
Thank you. Councilmember Stearns.
Thank you, Your Honor. The resolution before us ratifies the mayor's declaration to end the water shortage emergency related to the Hidden Valley and Brownwood neighborhood, as water conservation efforts by the 12 water customers have been successful.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments from council? Hearing none, if you would please turn on your microphones. All those in favor of resolution number 5640, please say aye and raise your hand.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay and raise your hand. Resolution 5640 passes unanimously. Resolution number 5641, a resolution authorizing the mayor to accept an initial offer of financial aid to the Auburn Airport from the Community Aviation Revitalization Board and execute an agreement. Councilmember Stearns.
Thank you, Your Honor. I move to adopt resolution number 5641.
Thank you. Do we have a second? Councilmember Baldwin.
I'll second.
Thank you. Councilmember Stearns.
Thank you, Your Honor. This resolution allows the mayor to accept the initial loan offer of $750,000 and execute the loan agreement to complete the enclosure of existing open hangars for the betterment and rectification of our airport.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments? All right. Hearing none, all those in favor of resolution number 5641, please turn on your microphones and say aye and raise your hand.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no and raise your hand. Resolution number 5641 passes unanimously. Resolution number 5642, ratifying the emergency declaration and contract for emergency repairs at the golf course. Do we have a motion? Councilmember Brown.
I move the adoption of the resolution.
Thank you. Do we have a second? Councilmember Trout Manuel.
I'll second that, Your Honor.
Thank you. Councilmember Brown.
Yes, the inclement weather, the freezing weather, and other conditions warrant this expenditure, and I urge your support.
Thank you. This is, the thing is I don't think anybody has it in their paperwork. I'm looking off of my phone. Okay. So this is actually for, it's not for inclement weather work. This is for burglary, break-in that occurred out at the golf course where the ATM machine was stolen and a backhoe or some of the heavy equipment was driven down the golf course, correct? That's what this one is for?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you for that, Mayor.
Yes.
And so, Mayor, I can provide copies to council, and we can move to the next item on the agenda, and we can pick this up when we come back, if that is
Well,
preferred.
this is the last item on the agenda. So some people have it. Do all council members have it? Councilmember Baldwin has it on her iPad. All right. So now I forgot. Did we have a second on that? Yes, we did. Councilmember Trout Manuel. Are there questions or comments from council? Councilmember Trout Manuel.
So when this happened, do they have any idea of anyone that they particularly caught, or did they apprehend anyone?
There have been no apprehensions to the best of my knowledge at this point.
Okay.
There are ATM type break-ins have become increasingly more common in this region. There is a pretty well organized group that has been doing that. We were out at the golf course. I believe police responded roughly 4:30 or 5 o'clock the morning that it occurred, and it had just occurred. But unfortunately, as I said, they took a piece of heavy equipment from the maintenance area, drove it across the greens to break in the front of the building. And so these were emergency repairs that had to be made in order to secure the building to be able to be used. Councilmember Stearns.
Thank you, Your Honor. So the repairs have been completed? I was just going to say that's great to hear, because the golf course.
There were
means-
emergency repairs made, yes.
Yeah, because the golf course is so important.
Yes.
So that's really,
Even though it was closed during some of the inclement weather that we've had the last few days, but yes. So the emergency declaration was to allow the work to be done without having council approve the expenditure in advance. Okay? All right. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor of resolution number 5642, please turn your microphones on, say aye, and raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no and raise your hand. Resolution 5642 passes unanimously. All right, council, since this is a night of uniqueness, we are going to have a closed session this evening. The City Council will adjourn into a closed session per RCW 42.30.140 sub 4 sub B for a discussion on collective bargaining for 30 minutes. City Attorney Como, Finance Director Thomas, Human Resources Director Martinson, Assistant Human Resources Director Barber, and Chief of Police Collier will be required to attend, and there is anticipated action after the closed session. We are going to go upstairs to the executive conference room so that there is more space, since there are a number of us that will be present. I am going to call a 5-minute recess that will allow us to get up there and have full use of the 30 minutes. We will we will recess for 5 minutes and then reconvene in closed session. Yeah, that's the executive conference room, yes.
I wonder if any more sandwiches
All right, everyone is here. I will reconvene the Auburn City Council meeting for January 3rd, 2022. And we have one more item for the agenda. It is resolution number 5643, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Auburn, Washington, authorizing the mayor to execute a collective bargaining agreement between the City of Auburn and the Auburn Police Guild for the years 2022 through 2024. Do we have a motion? Deputy Mayor Jayraj.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd like to make a motion to adopt Resolution 5643.
Thank you. Do we have a second? Councilmember Baggett.
I'll second that, Your Honor.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Jayraj.
Thank you, Your Honor. The management of the police, Auburn Police Department and the city's Human Resources and Risk Management Department have negotiated a collective bargaining agreement for the years 2022 to 2024 that sets forth the salaries and conditions of employment for the members of the Guild. The city administration and staff recommended council authorizing the mayor to sign the agreement on behalf of the city. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments? All right, if you would please turn on your microphones. All those in favor of resolution number 5643, please raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please raise your hand and say no. Resolution 5643 passes unanimously. All right, we have come to the end of the business portion of our meeting. We will move to mayor and council member reports. At this time, the mayor and city council may report on significant items associated with their appointed positions on federal, state, regional, and local organizations. We will begin with Deputy Mayor Jayraj.
Thank you, Your Honor. I don't have a report this evening.
Thank you. Councilmember Trout Manuel.
Thank you. Yes, I am, didn't have any committee meetings, but I did receive a letter, and I have been nominated to be on the National Leagues of Cities. NALO is the National Latino, a National Association of Latino Elected and Appointed Officer. So they appointed me to be on the board and also to be a membership, be on the membership committee board, and that's goes with HALO, the Hispanic Elective Legislative Officers, that I'm the vice chair on that. So they meet twice annually, so we'll meet on spring and then we'll meet again in June. So I'm very honored to have been selected to be on this board and also on their membership committee. So that's my report.
Thank you. Councilmember Baggett.
No report, but watch out for the next couple of weeks.
Councilmember Brown.
I have no report, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Stearns.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just quickly, I'm thankful for the support from you for Sound City's appointment to the Affordable Housing Committee, and just wanted to recognize again all the amazing work and service that our past Deputy Mayor Claude DeCourcy put into that. So really glad to try and fill his shoes there. So, thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Malinga.
Nothing to report, Your Honor. Nothing to report, Your Honor.
Thank you. Councilmember Baldwin.
Nothing to report. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you. And the only thing that I am going to touch upon tonight is the great work that was done over this past week by several different organizations. The Public Works Maintenance and Operations team, I want to say a huge thank you to all of those who were working round the clock to get the de-icer down when that was an option, and also the sand and salt down when the de-icer was no longer an option, to try and keep our primary and secondary streets open. We did have some people who were concerned because the neighborhood roads were not sanded or salted or de-iced. That is never the plan for the city of Auburn. It is only the main thoroughfares that are planned. The weather reports underestimated the amount of snow that was going to fall in our region, and so I just want to say thank you to the maintenance and operations teams who were out there on 12-hour shifts trying to keep our roads safe, as well as our police officers who were out there, always out there trying to keep our residents safe. Also, a thank you to Debbie Christian and her team who operate not only the Auburn Food Bank, but the Ray of Hope Day Center and the Sundown Overnight Shelter for housing extra in the last week because of the frigid temperatures. The numbers of individuals who were sheltered in the city of Auburn were larger than the number of individuals sheltered in our surrounding cities. And I want to say thank you personally and professionally to Debbie and her team for the great work that they did to keep individuals safe in our community. And we are adjourned.
Thank you.